The House is adjourned.
The Arkansas legislature recessed Monday and went out with a bang.
I reject that if you don't support this, that you're against school choice. I call bull hockey on that one.
On Friday, the Arkansas House shut down a voucher scheme that would have diverted public dollars to unaccountable private schools.
We're allowing rich people to appropriate tax dollars, education tax dollars. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing. They get a one-for-one credit on it. Well, how very charitable.
Despite a massive lobbying effort, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle stood together to protect Arkansas children from the billionaire school privatizers.
Instead of helping the Arkansas students with the most need, this bill will compound the devastating achievement gap between the haves and the have-nots that already plague our system. It would divert resources away from the vast majority of Arkansas students to subsidize just a few of them.
Public schools have to take every child that comes, regardless of how expensive they are, regardless of how much help they need, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of the culture they come from, regardless of whether they can even speak English. They have to take everybody and they have to work with it. Private schools don't. Because when you get to the end of this road, what happens when those private schools decide that they don't want the expensive kids because they're not profitable?
We're dragging along something that was in our past that has been a miserable experience, and we're just continuing using it to beat each other up.
Lawmakers also shot down a bill that would begin to address the unacceptable racial disparities in Arkansas's criminal justice system.
We do fiscal impact statements for education and everything else. We do environmental impact statements. We do victim impact statements. I think this rises at occasions where we ought to think about this is something we can do something about.
African Americans make up 16% of the state's population, but account for 43% of the prison population. And the bill would require a racial impact statement to make sure new criminal justice legislation wouldn't make the disparity worse.
We would be the first in the South to consider this kind of legislation, yet every state in the South has these same kind of statistics as we do. I would like to see us be a leader.
Despite clear data showing something unfair is happening in Arkansas, the bill failed on the House floor.
Representative Ballinger, for most of what you say, I couldn't agree with you more. However, I do see so many instances in real life and in statistics of instances of disparate impact, disparate behavior, disparate injustice. And I guess I would wonder, do you see that too?
The answer is I think that we are standing on the back of a really flawed, failed history of people hurting people. Now, if you're asking me now, is there systemic racism? That's a good debating topic, and I'm going to say no. I think it's very little.
With the Arkansas Citizens First Congress, I'm Kyle Landberger.